Hi family. I never know how to start these. It's kind of awkward. Trying to have like a new way to start them because they all sound kind of the same. So we'll start it off like this. A little bit different. Hello friends. Welcome. Yay. Welcome to day 12 of 77 days of ROGA. We are on a little journey, but also a freaking vast, wild roller coaster journey as well. If you've been catching any of the other ones, you probably have noticed that by now. So we never know exactly where we're gonna go. I always say this because truly it's always a mystery. I have a little bit of an idea what was coming through of what I wanted to share. So we'll see how we traverse from there. But hopefully you can just use this time as your sanctuary space to just feel your beautiful genius body. And how beautiful it is that we can do this together in this way. So thank you to the weird, freaky, creepy AI world for allowing that. So lots to always share. I always want to say every story, but I also want to keep things contained. So today will definitely be an adventure of just feeling ourselves, and also we'll be tuning into our superpowers, which I feel is awareness, listening and feeling our body. And we're also going to work with our hands and just kind of playing around with the energy that our hands have and using them to nurture and support and hold our body any way that it feels it's needed. So, just a little walk in the park over here, no big deal. Okay, and why I brought this up, I don't know if you need to know this, but I'm going to share it anyway. So I just got my period yesterday, and I was like, I got really bad cramps with it, and I felt like all I could do was hold my womb space and just hold and breathe and massage and just hold. And also then it went to different areas. I was like holding and just realizing, oh my God, I do this all the time, but I don't do it like this. Maybe like this always, it just felt like, I could do this more. This feels so nurturing and beautiful to just literally just spend that time with myself. And so we'll be doing a little bit of that today. And so we might add a little tapping with it. We'll see how that goes, but really just utilizing what's here. So we'll kind of play around with this. And just if you're new to that and you're new to Reiki, we will kind of work with just growing this practice and growing this power and awareness that we have so much here in our bodies. So we'll play with that. And along these 77 days, I'm sure that we will also play more with that. So and the reason being it's literally so healing for our body. I truly trust the magic of our being and what we have. I just feel like we were not really told this as children, and even though we might have known this as children, but it kind of gets swiped when we are growing up for some reason. So and the thing is too with that, it's like we all feel energy. We all can feel, people's vibrations. When someone walks into a room and they're, like angry or sad, we feel it. We feel it in some kind of way. And so we're all psychic. We all have this. It's not, some people I think have just worked with it more and grown that power more. Because kind of like that thing, like you don't use it, you lose it type thing. But also I don't think we ever actually lose it. I think it just kind of weakens a little bit. So this is what we're going to do, just practice and strengthening this wild wild, truly epic field that we are in, and using it with our intention, because our intention to call it in and utilize it is everything too. So and this is how I think we can also strengthen our telepathic waves too, is by really keep coming back and focusing into the intention of, okay, I'm here now with my body. So we might be playing along more with this type of stuff later, with really focusing on powers, like, because I'm really curious, like, can we move things? I know this sounds wild, but like, can we literally move things with our mind? Like, I'm here for this world. That is the world I've signed up for. So we'll play and feel, and yeah, just experience it in your own way, obviously. I guess you can't really do anything else than that. So yeah. What else here did I want to say before we move forward is, yeah, just be sure to have some water. I feel like we just need to keep, lubricating the body with water, with this, I'm not going to go into the water scene again, but just, it's so powerful. So welcome to our darlings joining. We're just going to be, I just was mentioning, we're going to utilize the power of our hands today and work with that, because it's so freaking powerful and I forget all the time. So yeah, this is as much for you as much for me. So we're in it together. Alrighty, so before we do that though, I feel it's important to just scan the body, maybe closing your eyes and just noticing, how are you feeling in this exact moment right now? What are you feeling right now through your body? You might feel fizzly energy, maybe heavy energy, dense energy. You might feel pretty light and excited. You might feel buzzy. Just notice how you feel. Just observing the sensations through your body. This feeling of aliveness, this angle of human life right now is you. I feel it through our own perspective. How does it feel through your lens right now? Not making it wrong, not making it bad, just experiencing. And we'll add a few breaths. Inhaling through the nose. And maybe sighing it out. I forgot to mention the be sounding always. You should just expect those now. The sounding. Clearing anything that wants to let go in this way. And already you might feel your body want to move, shake, follow what feels true for you. How maybe you're stretching at the mouth, how trying on different areas, different sounds or gibberish, wow, 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 wow. Feeling and hearing your own voice and the power that your voice has. Just a couple more like this, sounding. So from here, we're gonna play with our beautiful epic hands. So if you've never experienced Reiki, definitely I feel like it's a fun thing to try. It's very powerful, I find. And also to go have a session done to you is very powerful, if you trust the person that is doing the session. So it's just a way to move stagnant energy with the hands, and so they use their intention to help facilitate that nurturing vibe that we all deserve. We all deserve this. So it's kind of like yesterday or last time I was here, a couple days ago, I was talking about this mother's touch and how connecting to our own maternal energy is so important, because it's giving ourselves what our little child might have lacked, because we grow up in a world that's like so fucking intense and so sporadic. So yeah, it's a beautiful gift that we get to realize that we get to mother ourselves, we get to hold ourselves. So hello John, thank you, so nice to see you here. So yeah, okay, so there's many, I want to say infinite ways of tapping into this through even just our hands, but for today we're just gonna work with, well, for now we're gonna rub our hands. We're gonna activate with our intention this light in our body, this light in our hands. So I find I need to deep breathe and clear as I do this. So if sounding feels good, try that out. We're just building that friction. So hopefully you're not driving, because that wouldn't be good. So please do this not driving, obviously. You know this, obviously, but I just gotta play a little bit. We're just gonna spend a little time here as we build this friction energy, this warmth. I talked a few lives ago about lightning bolts in our hands and our fingers from the static electricity. So we're kind of building that right now. So it's legit lights we're creating. So just notice the sensations of your palms rubbing against each other. Maybe even feeling the little workout in the arms that it's creating. And be allowing yourself to grow tall. I have my legs crossed, so maybe it's best to not have them crossed. And when you're ready, taking a deep breath in and exhaling, and then slowly taking your hands just about 1 millimeter apart, and then maybe 1 inch apart, and just noticing what you feel here. Maybe you feel a slight vibration, that warmth, that heat. Maybe you feel like they're magnets. Just getting curious with what do you feel? Maybe, I've never felt this before, but I just felt like a heartbeat type vibration, which is very new to me. And if you feel nothing at all, that's also very normal. So just be with what you feel. And with this, we're just gonna start to move. We can also create like a ball type vibe. We're just gonna kind of move this around. I'm automatically wanting to sound, so do whatever you need to do over there that helps your body get deeper and more in line with this motion, to get yourself out of your mind and into the body. you can play with it. You can kind of manipulate it a little bit. And again, this might feel like, what the fuck? I don't feel anything. And that's okay. Just feel this motion of, okay, I'm going to practice feeling this vibration emanate from my hands. Making space for it as you breathe deeply, shoo, and sound. Shoo. And then we're gonna feel into our body and just listen. Where in my body do I feel like placing my hands? If I could nurture one spot in my body, where do I want to take my precious healing powers? So maybe it's the neck or the heart, wherever you feel called, the belly, the legs. And as you're here, just holding and breathing deeply. Letting this be that time to listen. You can even get clear on what have you been moving through? What's been activated lately that feels a bit intense or too much? Allow this be that space for you to listen and feel. So I can feel myself starting to rub this area. It can turn into a massage. It can turn into just a holding, or also tapping. Trust your brilliant body. You know the way. You always have. Spend time here. And you might want to move with it. Ooh. I sometimes find I can be a chiropractor to myself. If I'm like letting myself feel, I can like, oh, I get that spot that's like a little crack. And sometimes you might feel like, okay, that feels like a lot of energy in my hands. So for me, I feel like, okay, it's time for me to flick or shake the hands. So you're kind of liberating it. You're alchemizing what you've been literally vacuuming from these areas that are holding tension, and you're moving it through to lift it to a higher state, a more authentic state of what you truly are, which is love. We aren't the bullshit stories, but we are humans, so we can play and stay in those victim places. I definitely am guilty of that, and not even guilty of it, maybe, but just that's a vibe. I like to call it Eeyore vibe. Got the Eeyore energy. That was definitely me yesterday too. So shaking, and then you might even notice, whoa, my hands feel lighter after that shaking. So it's like, okay, now where do I want to take my hands? Maybe they're a different area. And just notice, maybe this spot feels like literally just holding and feeling that support from you, the most powerful person in your world is you, coming back to you, listening to you. And maybe you're rotating or again tapping. You can kind of dig into the areas too a bit. I find it interesting. I'm over my heart right now, and I've been realizing in this last, because I find for me, periods, like they move a lot through too. It's like you're cleansing and clearing, and I've been noticing there's this part of me has, I want to say, a cold heart. I joke about that, but it's a cold heart to romance and love and the whole dating world. It's like it's like, no. It's like, I've been in a lot of sessions with this around, it's like I've jailed my heart to protect it. So I'm finding it interesting that my hands want to be here and just kind of opening the space here so we can be more true and open. It's a tough world out there, you know? It's a wild, wild place. And maybe you're on a different area completely. That's totally cool, and I really welcome that. I'd love to hear what you're feeling over there if you're on this journey. You can always DM me too, because I know we're in a process if you're with me and we're using the hand, so it's hard to type. But I'd love to hear about the journey that you're experiencing. What does it feel like just to be with self? There's nowhere to go right now. There's nowhere to be but right now with my darling self. And I find, I've mentioned this so many times, but the sounding is like that extra layer that helps clear it even more, I find. And again, feel it out for you. Maybe adding the deep breaths. Feeling your hands vacuum out this stagnancy. Anything that's ready to lift and move. Thanking this part of you that's kept you safe and protected at some point in your life. There's a reason why it's here, but it doesn't need to hold us back anymore. Feeling that warmth from your hands. Maybe you're just exploring different areas. And I find I catch myself all the time not breathing when I'm focusing too. I'm like, I'm stifling and breathing really shallow. So in Roga, we're always coming back to that deep breathing. And I call it Roga, but you can call it whatever the fuck you want, because you're a wizard and you call the shots. Just you connecting with yourself. This might even bring up emotion for you. You might notice there's, emotion and tears or, any discomfort. Just letting it all flow and be here. It can bring up a lot of emotion because a lot of times we live in such a fast-paced world and we don't really turn our attention inwards as much as I feel our society could use. I feel like we could definitely do this more and be more of a balanced, harmonic society if we actually weren't so trying to get from other people this love that we can do right now. If you need to shake out the hands. So whatever you're clearing, whatever's been coming up for you that's been holding and weighting you down, let it alchemize, let it clear and refine. Maybe it's the shoulders rolling. Just making space for you to be more in your royal orgasmic self. And orgasmic really meaning just in this pleasure state of like, wow, yeah, life is a fucking tough one. It's weird and rampant and blissful, but it's also an honor. And it can also be filled with pleasure if we move and make space for the emotion to move. Oh, hi, Dwega, my darling. Thank you. So we'll work with the hands one more time before we move a little bit into some breath work, and then that'll be it for today. So another way I like to do this is, so you can go back to the rubbing like this, or you can even clap. I'm gonna clap lightly because there's people around doing their thing. So clapping vibrancy into the body, into the hands, bring our energy, our focus towards this wild healing portal that our hands are. You can also clap for me, that's okay too. Just joking. But yeah, so just feeling as we focus in. And then maybe as you take a deep breath in, force the exhale, and then take the hands away again. What do you notice here? Maybe they're about an inch apart-ish. Maybe you feel that vibration now. Maybe you feel that magnet energy. Taking one more deep breath here. Just take your hands to maybe the same area you were working with, or maybe it's a new area. I'm gonna go for my belly. And just above the womb space is holding. And sometimes I find when I'm holding this area, or any area, if I'm just holding, the sounding really wants to come through to help clear and restore that area. So wherever your hands are, fully focusing on that area. Clearing any of the stuckness, the stress. Stretch your mouth if you need to. You're moving again. Maybe you're rubbing this area. When I'm working with the belly, I find it's really neat. I like the word neat. To press into the belly with the fingers and just kind of prod it slightly to kind of wake up that area. Trust your body. You know where to go. It might look different than me. I know I sound like a broken record, and I probably will for 77 days, but it's important. Where do your hands feel like going? It could shift, it could change, might not just want to shake there. Flicking. So there's many ways to ground energy like this too. So like we're alchemizing that heavy energy that we've brought into our palms by vacuuming it out. And now it's like, okay, to shake, I love the shaking, as you probably have noticed now, but there's also, like when we're in nature, it's so beautiful to like put your hands in the sand or the dirt or on a tree and let it move that way too. That's a beautiful way. Also, I like doing this like with wind. Wind feels like it kind of clears. Even if you're standing in the wind, if you're intentional about it, because it's all intention, right? If you're intentional about it, it's like you can let the wind cleanse your aura, your entire body, and refresh you. And you probably experience this many times in your world. You probably do this as well, but this is just the space and time together to do this and practice our superpowers, because they're ours to take and be with. To claim, really, is the better word to say. Yeah. So we're gonna finish off with just a little bit of simple breathing. So for a few breaths, we're gonna inhale just through the nose and exhale through the mouth. So you can just work with the simple breathing, or if you want to add that sound, I'm a freak with the sound vibes always, so if you want to do that too, you're welcome to, of course. And as you're doing this, as you inhale, I'd like you to inhale pleasure and exhale stress. Inhale pleasure, exhale stress. Inhale pleasure, exhale stress. Deliberately, intentionally clearing and bringing in, activating this pleasure in your body. Maybe noticing, what does pleasure feel like in your body as you invite more of it into the breath? And what does it feel like to exhale that stress out? Inhaling, exhaling. And on the next round, we're gonna inhale love. We're gonna inhale love and exhale stress or fear or anything that feels like it wants to clear. Inhale love. Exhale stress. What does love feel like in your body as you slowly invite it in more and more? And now we're going to invite freedom into our body as we inhale and exhale. Inhale freedom and exhale stress. Inhale freedom. Exhale stress. And as you're doing this, ever so slightly, just noticing, what does freedom feel like in my body? How does that feel throughout my entire body? and it feels a bit intense or like, what? I don't get it. That's okay. Just keep coming back to the breath. Maybe noticing even a bird just flew by just a second ago, and noticing maybe what does that feel like to fly, that freedom that birds have. How does that feel in your body? Just 2 more like this. Feeling this activation of expansive freedom. Yum. And the last one we'll play with as we start to close out is safety. So inhaling safety into the body, activating. And exhale, any stress, any fear. And deliberately clearing whatever you've been carrying lately. So using this in your right now experience too. Inhale safety. What does safety feel like in your body? I feel like calmness, relaxed nervous system. Take about 5 more deep breaths like this, inviting that safety. Whatever safety feels like in your body, letting it amplify on your inhales. And exhaling fear. Couple more here. Last one. Feeling that safety. And exhale. Fear. Yay, so just noticing how you feel. You could have went pretty far and deep into it, so just let yourself kind of come back into this world, maybe keep starting to look around you and just observing and appreciating, wow, this is what aliveness is right now. This is my world the way it looks right now. And this is how I feel. So, yay, thank you for joining me today. If you feel like sharing anything that has come through for this, if you're practicing alongside, I'll give it a minute just to feel that out. If you're still in this deep process and being in your own beautiful essence and moving the energy and being with this energy, by all means, please stay with it. This is the point of these, is so that you can really be with self, the most important person in our world. Ourself. I know it sounds so narcissist, but it's also everything, I find. And I have so many stories with that, but I think I'll write that down and share it next time, about this humbleness. Because gotta leave you guys hanging for a second, gotta keep the mystery there. Oh, Ilza, my darling, thank you. So good to feel you here. This is so fun and so wild and strange, these lives. So it's really cool to see you loves that are here and in real time. It's actually so wild. So thank you for practicing alongside. And also, yeah, always curious if you have ways that, because we all are creative wizards, I feel like. I know it sounds out there, but we all are so creative and have this potential of like really feeling our vastness. And so these are just a few things that I do, but like I know we all have these gifts that are like so resourceful for our bodies, and there's millions and billions and infinite ways to connect back to ourselves. So if you ever feel like sharing with me in the comments or DMing me about it, I would love to hear your ways too. So thank you. Mwah. I love you all. Day 13 is coming up. Not sure when, but probably after the weekend, we shall see. And have the most marvelous, juicy, pleasure-filled weekend of just loving it and being with your wild, beautiful self. So, take care, friends, and see you later.